Before this video starts, I would like to ask to subscribe to the channel because it might not mean much for you, but it would mean a lot to me. And please join my community server. It has perks if you join. So without further ado, let's get to the video. Alright, so basically this video is going to be dedicated to the developers of Wolvesville. So, as of right now, the developers of Wolvesville are Philip and Flo, and in my opinion, people should not criticize the developer for having bad updates or bad balance changes. And here's why. So, Wolvesville is a game where balance is a hard topic to tackle, and usually, most of it just relies on community feedback. This is especially true in the hashtag vote in Wolvesville community server. And the fortune teller buff I criticized last time was from a community vote which the community really asked for. And the toxic wolf buff that everyone are now complaining about is it's a part of a community vote as well, and now they're complaining about it. So what this proves is that most of the balance changes is usually decided by players and not the devs. And now these rules that you complain about being broken, it is still broken because the community defends it. And it's especially the community's fault that they remain broken and not the devs. And if we had a better community, then the game would probably be balanced and much better. And balancing is a hard topic to tackle, especially when the idea of balancing issue is rather foggy, and you rely on community feedback in a game like this. And this is especially true when you're speaking and getting feedback from an experienced player and a player who actually plays the game. So this means that none of the balance changes came from the devs, and this means that we decide the balance changes because the game really depends on our feedback. So if majority says that they don't like this rule, or they think it's weak, or they think it's strong, when really it wasn't, they can give feedback that doesn't change anything or makes the problem worse. And an example of that is the current toxic wolf and fortune teller. And a couple more. And another worst thing is that majority of the player base are and the reason I say this is because usually rules are not played into their potential. A primary example of this is Warden. Warden is crazy overpowered and he's able to carry the game all by himself. However, the reason why he isn't considered overpowered is because of Sandbox. And the problem is that Warden's power decreases if the lobby is not coordinating, which is especially true in Sandbox games. And another thing is overrating Werewolf Berserk. And people are going to say that they died to Werewolf Berserk with 3 other protector while protecting the Informer. And the question is, how did they even get to this point anyway? And the problem is majority of the player base are Sandbox or Quick Game players. And oftentimes their games are just silent and relying on the Informer, which means that most of the roles never really get to be played in their full potential. So really they can give off feedback which doesn't solve the problem or makes it worse. And like I said, the dev really relies on community feedback for a game like this. So what I wanted to say is that the balancing issue is usually our fault and not the devs. People like to blame the dev because there's the one who implemented it, rather than the one who suggested it. And they can't do harsh changes because of the community. And what will the community think about this change after it being implemented? Note that this video does not say that you cannot complain about what you don't like about the game. You have the absolute right to say what you want about the game and what you don't like about the game. And the devs, I think, are willing to listen to your feedback to improve the game. But this is just saying that the devs are not really the one to blame when it comes to bad balancing. Anyway, this is the end of the video, and if you enjoyed the video, why not like, and if you enjoy the overall content, why not subscribe. And this video is pretty much just a rushed video. However, you can see more in my community server, which will be link in the description. So anyway, another thing I want to say is, hopefully I'll be more consistent in my upload. However, yeah, it's just I've been kind of lazy anyway, but I'll be starting with the role review with Butcher once I finish the ranking methodology. So anyway, I'll be seeing you next time. Bye.